Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Honorable Kiai Haji Muhammad Hassan Mutawakkil Allah SHMM as a chairman of Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic Boarding School. Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Abdul Aziz Wahab BAMAG as a rector of Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University. Honorable the first supervisor Mr. Dr. Muhammad Hifdil Islam MPD, and Honorable the second supervisor Mr. Dr. Zainuddin MPD.
First of all, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessings and guidance so that I'm able to present my thesis proposal today. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to my beloved parents for their endless support, for their prayers and encouragement throughout my academic journey. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sukma from the English Education Department, Faculty of Education and Teacher Training, Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University. Today, I would like to present my thesis proposal entitled The Implementation of YouTube-based Authentic English Content in Teaching Speaking at English Education Department of Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University. Without taking too much time, I will begin my presentation. The main reason why I choose this topic is because speaking is one of the most important skills in learning English, especially for students in the English Education Department who are prepared to become future English teachers. However, many EFL students still experience difficulties in speaking English. These difficulties include lack of confidence, limited vocabulary, fear of making mistakes, and limited exposure to authentic English communication. In the digital era, platforms such as YouTube provide authentic English content that can expose students to real pronunciation, intonation, and natural communication. Therefore, this research aims to explore how YouTube-based authentic English content is implemented in teaching speaking and how students respond to its use in the classroom. Next is table of content. This presentation consists of three main sections. First is the introduction, which explains the background of the study, research focus, problem statement, objective, significance, and preview studies. Second is the review of related literature, which discusses the main theories used in this research, including communicative language teaching, authentic materials theory, and the effective filter hypothesis. The third is the research method, which explains the research design, the role of the researcher, data sources, data collection techniques, and data analysis procedures. Next, to background of the study. Speaking is one of the most important skills in learning English as a foreign language because it allows students to express their ideas and communicate effectively. However, many EFL students still face difficulties in speaking, such as lack of confidence, limited vocabulary, and fear of making mistakes. According to Hartwig, 1986, speaking anxiety can negatively affect students' speaking performance. To support speaking development, students need exposure to authentic language input. Authentic materials provide real examples of how English is used in natural communication. Richards, 2001, stated that authentic materials help learners understand real language use. One accessible source of authentic material today is YouTube, which provides various real-life English communication examples. Therefore, this study aims to explore how YouTube-based authentic English content is implemented in teaching speaking and how students respond to its use in the classroom. Next, to focus of the study. This study focuses on the implementation of YouTube-based authentic English content in teaching speaking at the English Education Department of Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University. Specifically, this study examines how YouTube videos are selected, prepared, and integrated into speaking activities in the classroom. This research also explores students' responses toward the use of YouTube-based authentic English content in speaking instruction. The purpose of this study is not to measure improvement statistically, but rather to provide a detailed qualitative description of the teaching process and classroom interaction. Next, to problem of statement. Based on the background of the study, the research problem are formulated as follows. First is, how is YouTube-based authentic English content implemented in teaching speaking at the English Education Department of Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University? Second, what are the students' responses toward the implementation of YouTube-based authentic English content in teaching speaking? Next, to objectives of the study. Based on the research problem, the objectives of the study are: first is to explain how YouTube-based authentic English content is implemented in teaching speaking at the English Education Department of Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University. Second is to investigate students' responses toward the use of YouTube-based authentic English content in teaching speaking instruction. Next, to significance of the study. The practical significance of this study is expected to provide benefits for teachers, students, and future researchers. First is for teachers. This study may provide insight into how YouTube-based authentic English content can be effectively integrated into speaking instruction. The findings may help teachers design more interactive and communicative speaking activities by using authentic digital media in the classroom. Second, for students, is the use of authentic English content from YouTube may help them improve their speaking ability, including pronunciation, vocabulary, fluency, and confidence in using English in real communication contexts. And the last is for the future researcher. This study may serve as a reference for further research related to the use of digital media and authentic materials in English language teaching, especially in the context of speaking instruction. Next, to review of related literature. This study is supported by several relevant theories that explain how speaking instruction and authentic materials contribute to language learning. First is Communicative Language Teaching, or CLT, by Kennelly and Swain, 1980, which emphasizes communication in language learning. Second is Authentic Materials Theory by Richard, 2001, which highlights the use of real language materials in learning. The third is Affective Filter Hypothesis by Krashen, 1985, which explains the motivation and confidence influence language learning. These theories provide a conceptual foundation for analyzing the implementation of YouTube-based authentic English content in speaking classes. Next, to research method. First is research design. This study used a qualitative research design. According to Creswell 2014, qualitative research aims to explore and understand social phenomena by interpreting participants' perspective in their natural context. This approach is appropriate because the study seeks to explore the implementation process and students' responses toward the use of YouTube-based authentic English content in speaking instruction. Second is the presence of researcher. In this study, the researcher observes classroom activities, conducts interviews with the lecturer and students, and collects relevant documentation. At English Education Department of Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University. During the observation process, the researcher acts as non-participant observer to ensure objectivity while collecting detailed data about the teaching process. The third is data search. The data sources in this research consist of primary data and secondary data. Primary data are obtained from lecturers and students of the English Education Department through classroom observations and interviews. Secondary data are obtained from supporting documents such as lesson plans, teaching materials, and screenshots of the YouTube videos using during the learning process. The third is data collection. The data in this research are collected through three techniques. First is observation, which is conducted to examine how YouTube-based authentic English content is implemented in speaking classes. Second is interview, which is conducted with lecturers and students to explore their experiences, perceptions, and responses toward the learning process. The third is documentation, which includes lesson plan, classroom records, photographs, and screenshots of the learning materials used in class. And the fourth is data analysis. The data analysis in this research follow the interactive model proposed by Miles Huberman and Saldana 2014. The process includes four stages. First is data collection, where the researcher gathers information through observation, interview, and documentation. Second is data condensation, where the researcher selects and organizes important information. And the third is data display, where the data are presented in descriptive form to facilitate interpretation. And finally, the conclusion, drawing, and verification, where the researcher interprets the findings and ensures their validity. Finally, this study is expected to provide insight into the implementation of YouTube-based authentic English content in teaching speaking and to contribute to development of more effective speaking instruction in EFL context. Thank you for your nice attention to me, and I ask your pardon if you found many mistakes from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.